Before we dive into the presentation and unveil the changes, I wanted to take a minute to give you a background. So over the last few years, the organization has actually seen changes multifold, whether in terms of client dealings and offerings, our external stakeholders, giving back to the community, being more environment conscious, therefore moving towards higher sustainability. With all these changes happening as we were progressing, it became extremely important for us to articulate all of it to the world outside. And with that thought in mind, we started with a small project on Pearl having a stronger digital presence and having regular communication to the clients. However, as things moved, it became even more clear that it was not about digital presence only, but the world actually being able to see what Pearl is all about. So the small project became into something much larger, which is a complete rebranding, a complete makeover of our website, a stronger foothold on digital platforms. The other thing that became prominent through this exercise was to also articulate for the organization what these changes over the years will mean for all of us as leadership and employees of Pearl. Hence, the need for a redefined vision, mission, and values. With that, I request Mr. Seth to take over.
Thank you, Ratna. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you from different parts of the world. I'm here in New York at the moment. It's 8:30 in the morning, so good time to start. So I just want to give a brief background about, as you know, some of you have joined recently and some of you have been there for a long time. So Pearl has really grown, over the years, and today it's a very, very strong foundation organization with multiple countries and multiple products, working with the best customers in the world. So this has evolved over many, many years and few decades. But obviously the real thrust has come, when Pulkit joined almost 20 years ago with the total focus on the manufacturing. So today, Pearl is recognized all over the world, be it in India or Bangladesh, Indonesia, Vietnam. You talk of the Western world, USA, Canada, UK, Germany. Everyone knows Pearl as a brand and is highly regarded and respected. The bankers know us, the customers know us, the suppliers know us, and we are very proud to say that till today, we've never had any default of any type with any business associate. So this is something which has given us a very strong foundation. And last 2 years, obviously, we've had COVID and we've had a lot of changes, and we've had a lot of, new management that has come in the form of Pallab and Guru, and obviously old timers from Rajesh, Sarkar, and Vikas, and Ratna, and Sanjay Gandhi. So we've had some induction of some great talent into the organization, which is really bringing us to a level where we have not seen it before. And because of COVID, the buyers also have found a lot of vulnerability in the supply chain. And when they see an organization like Pearl with a strong foundation and with a strong professional management team, then that really gives them a lot of comfort to work with such a vendor. So we really have to now reboot. We have to walk the talk, and we have to, see how this talent that we've acquired over the last couple of years can, work strategically with the best retailers in the world. I think personally, we have now, equipped ourselves with the infrastructure that is laid down by Pulkit and Pallab and the teams is with a New York office and London office and Spain and, the designers all over the place. And I think I can see personally, 4,000 to 5,000 crore exports from Pearl Global in the next 3 years with a healthy bottom line of 7 to 8%, which we have to achieve under all circumstances. And the customers are really finding, good vendors as a big challenge. So Pearl is equipped to handle that as long as we, execute in the way that with operation excellence, with timely quality, delivery, sustainability, and all the rest of the things. So I don't think there's any other organization in India which is as well equipped as Pearl to handle the next 10 to 20 years. And this COVID had taught us a lot of things. We have to reboot ourselves. and rethink of our style of working, way of working. It's a new world, digital world, and I'm sure that Pulkit and the team will be able to, they have come out with their own new strategy of the vision and the values and the culture and the mission statement that he's going to share with you, and how it has to all work to show the world, that the new Pearl, as I want to, show to all of you. So he will present that. Obviously, he's the backbone behind it. But I must say that it's very important that the team works together. The old teams and the new teams work as one. And the old style of working, which in some organizations, unfortunately, in India, because of our political framework, of politics and all that, has to stop. We all have to come out as one, and there's no question of people trying to do the old ways of brownie points and trying to show other people down to show themselves up. That all is things of the past and very shallow and petty way of working. So my request would be to all the old and the new teams to work to make Pearl as the strongest and the best organization that there could be, and the best in class, so that no one can raise a finger at us in any form or say that Pearl is lacking. So I request all of you to adopt this new culture, the new way forward, so that we can be the best in class. So I'll now request Pulkit to take over and carry this presentation further. Thank you very much for all your support, every one of you. I think we are there, and now let's go to the next level. Thank you. Hani Pulkit.
Good morning, everyone. So we had a nice early start today with the 6 a.m. Call with Macy's, which I have been a part of. But obviously, I was looking forward to talking to all of you and having this, time to just kind of reflect what's been happening in the business and what our, future goals are and aspirations are. So what is our vision, our mission, our values, and then of course, very exciting to have a new logo reveal and a new website launch. And obviously, like Mr. Seth said before, this is a structured presentation, so I'll go through that. And quite frankly, I haven't put anything together to say on this presentation, so it's all what's coming to mind right now. But like Mr. Seth has said, there's also a lot of reminiscence of the past that can happen. So I think we've had a very exciting past as an organization. And obviously now I've been doing this for 20 years, and I was, in Asia and mostly in Hong Kong and then in India for a long time. And it's been quite a journey in itself. And, starting at quite a young age of 22 in this business, now I'm almost 41. So it's been an exciting journey. And like Mr. Seth was mentioning, there were a lot of people in the organization when I started at a young age. Got a lot of support and respect, and a lot of the teams delivered, and that's how we continue to grow. And obviously, last 2-3 years, between new team members, with my plan to spend more time in this part of the world, we have a very strong team in place now. So obviously, top of mind and top in the agenda for me is teamwork, which has to be there at all levels in the organization and with everyone, because without that, definitely we cannot win. So that's point number one, really, that teamwork is going to be necessary. And so many forwards keep coming about teamwork in organizations and the companies which work as teams and which have strong leaders who are all working together are the ones which will win in the long term. I think that's a key and most important area. And we have good talent in the organization. Everyone's got their own abilities and style and culture. The culture has to be top notch, of course. But if it all, if everyone's there to help each other, support each other, work together, then definitely we'll come out winning for sure. So, and then obviously, I so last 20 years, what's been amazing is that when I got into business in 2002, 2005, 2010, 2012 till today, we always hear that how Mr. Seth has been a visionary in the business. And I would go to buying houses, whether who are still our customers to today for 20 years, and they would all say how your company's been a visionary in the business. You've always done things which others did not do, and that's shining through today in terms of the infrastructure that we have, which is global, which is unique, and which is also helping us with opportunities to continue to grow in the business very rapidly today. Obviously all that is great, and I think the past has been very good, and now we have to look at the future. I think the future is definitely very bright. At the same time, the last 2 years has been challenging, uh, and uh, and but if we stay on track, I think the future is going to be very, very bright for everyone and the organization as a whole. So Ratna just prompted me to go on to the vision statement. So I guess we can. Okay, so she's got this here. So after 34 years of excellence in the global apparel manufacturing industry, it was time for us to decide our next phase of evolution. So this is what basically I was getting to, that we've had a very strong past and we have a very strong future. And when we're talking about evolution and evolving, that will come up in our vision statement. So there are, of course, direction that leads. No, go back, Ratna. Uh, so there are new responsibilities, new opportunities, and new growth. So last from when we started as an organization, today we have a global footprint in manufacturing. So that's a very strong, possible. That's a very strong foundation to have. So now, as an organization, there is always, choices that we have, where we can look at some sort of backward integration, we can look at some sort of forward integration, and I think there are definitely opportunities in both areas, because we have the customer base, we have the customer confidence, and we have the teams and the ability to market. But obviously the last 2 years with the profitability being difficult, some of these opportunities we cannot immediately go for. But some of the opportunities which I think are there, like in the US or UK, to do LDP business, that would again set us apart from our traditional competition. Or some of the customers were talking to us about licensing business, so that's an area of opportunity. Then of course there's opportunity of doing something in near shore, to manufacturing in places which are close to the US, or to manufacture in or set up supply chain possibilities for the customers in Turkey, to supply to near shore of Europe. So there are a lot of opportunities that are there, and I think as an organization we have to keep evolving, keep building. That's what we've always done in the past. But like Mr. Seth said, all that will come, and we'll add to the foundation that's already there. But first will be the immediate target to achieve 6 to 7% profitability as an organization. So that definitely is a key focus that is going to be there for current financial year at least. And once we achieve that, then next year we can have some exciting discussions and look at new opportunities and new growth verticals. So let's go on to the next. So after a lot of diligence and due diligence and decision and meetings that we had, which were very interesting, this is our vision: to be the global leader providing end-to-end supply chain solutions to the fashion industry. So I think this defines us very well. This is where we are as an organization. I would say when we say end-to-end supply chain solutions to the fashion industry, we're probably there, 65, 70% with a certain, supply chain solution that we're providing in terms of multiple countries of manufacturing, multiple product categories. But how do we take it forward in terms of, again, LDP licensing? That's all, more supply chain solutions to the fashion industry that can be brought forward. So this is our, vision, and I think it reminisces very well with me, and I hope you all also feel that this is our vision. that is going to take us forward for the next decades ahead of us. So let's go to the next one. Our mission. I think for once the vision is there, then the mission has to help us achieve that vision, and that's to continuously exceed customer and shareholder expectations by strategically driving sustainability, technological advancement, and innovative solution delivered by the best talent in the industry. So I think this is also a very strong and very good mission statement, and also came after a lot of discussion, and I'm very happy with it. So I'm glad to share it. And let's go on to the next one. And core values. I think this Pallab is going to.
I think with that, yeah, thank you, Pulkit. Pallab, would request you to take over the values.
Thank you, Pulkit. Thank you, Deepak. So as as you heard from both Deepak ji and Pulkit, that Pearl has covered a huge amount of distance in terms of where we are today, with a rich history and a rich positioning in the market. So now is the time, like what we got to do in the last, I would say over the last 2 months, we spent together almost, I would say more than 12 hours under the leadership of both Deepak ji and Pulkit. And from all the leaders, from all the region and functions, we got together, we thrashed out each part of it, because when we are looking at an organization to have a strong mission and vision, basically first is the vision. So let me just clarify like what happens to the vision, mission, and then the values. You see, like for any organization, when so many people are coming to office every day, they are firing themselves off to give their best to an organization to achieve those goals. So there is very important that all of us should have this mission and vision very clear to all of us. So vision actually talks about the journey and the destination, where we want to hit, where we want to reach. And the mission is talking about this path, like which is the way, how we are going to reach that destination that has been defined by the vision of the company. So when Pulkit and Deepak ji defined, okay, this is the vision that we are going towards, that we have to be the end-to-end supply chain solution provider of the organization as a world-class organization. So that becomes the vision that we have. Then comes, of course, like how we're going to do it. Like as Pulkit just mentioned, that like what are those steps, like whether it is technologically we should be updated, we should be having certain things that we should have on our way to achieve those vision. Now, what happens to the core values, as you're seeing on this particular slide, is core values are, because mission and vision are the two statements. Now, for all of us, the thousands of employees who are working to make Pearl as a better place and better organization, and we derive our value of our career and our benefits. So certain practices, certain behaviors, certain thoughts, how you're going to think, how you're going to act, what kind of behavior all of us are going to do, that are defined under these core values. So I think once again, before I start on these values, Ratna, if you can just flash that vision for a mission for once again, so that people can correlate that. So Pulkit, I'm just repeating what you just did. That we define that the continuously exceed the customer and shareholder expectations, and by strategically driving the sustainability. Remember, the sustainability is a strong word, and through the technological advancement, innovative solutions, and delivered by the best talent in the industry. So already Deepak ji and Pulkit has defined that Pearl has got the best talent, and we'll always continuously look for the best talent. And Deepak ji's words and Pulkit's word, that there has been very strong talents in the organization, which are old talents, and there are new, and all of us have to work together to make it, to bring that new era in that Pearl, like which will again go towards that target which you just heard from Deepak ji. So that's the number that we have to hit. Pulkit also mentioned very clearly, like this is how we're going to hit it and what kind of profit percentage that we're looking for. Now, as we are working day to day, we went into the deeper thoughts, like all of us did brainstorming, and what are those core values that we should be demonstrating on day to day. So that's something I will be walking you through to the next points, the next slides. The first core value that all of us aligned for was the speed for action. Now we believe in delivery with speed on all our deliverables. Like as a manufacturer, we are bringing, the fashion state, the fashion innovations or the fashion collection that we are showing to the customers. And then we are booking the order by giving them the costs and delivery, which is meeting to their standards of where we are producing them in the, their approved facilities. And then we're talking about continuously growing, adapting with the times, because times are changing very fast. All of us saw in the last 2 years, like how the world went through from one extreme to the other and still going through some of those big challenges. So putting those strong focus on our systems, trusting each other, teamwork, and demonstrating the dynamism in all our ways of working. So that is the speed of our action is defining. Now, what are those examples if I have to give you? You heard from Deepak ji also, like the trust is the most important. The old hands and the new hands have to work together with complete trust. It is not that one-manship, one-upmanship, or somebody is trying to prove a point that they're superior, they're better. Yes, that is all fine. But then first comes to this organization. The goal of the organization is to achieve certain vision that we have defined, the mission that we have defined, and the behavior that we're going to demonstrate every day is to trust each other, leverage each other's professional expertise, and within every one of the team. Knowledge is only should not be coming from top down. Okay, Pulkit said something, or I'm saying something, and everybody else is doing that. Or it should be like everybody should start thinking, okay, what is best for the organization, and what knowledge that is needed to deliver the best results for the organization. And that should come across everything, everywhere. And that's when the speed comes in. If it is only one person taking a decision and then everybody is following that decision, then naturally the organization will become slow. Pulkit, please feel free to join in, like if you have any other thoughts, and same Deepakji, please help me on that. But this is some of the examples that we had discussed. So I'm just reiterating those. And because we are in manufacturing, planning is the most important part. So once we have done the planning and we have to execute as per the plan, and then only we will be successful. So whether it is simply a PCD planning and then hitting that date that we have been practicing for such a long time, and Deepakji himself gets onto that mail and he's very, very agile and responding to that mail. So it's coming from absolutely the top. So that planning, is there an opportunity to improve further and can be becoming much better? So we should look into that. Some of the key phrases that we decided that should be demonstrated every day is own it, do it, and then you can say it is done. We have done it. We have done it. Fire in the belly. First time right. We have to create that circle of success, and we have to be like, the importance of knowledge worker. Knowledge can be from everywhere, and everybody should start to contribute in terms of the knowledge to make it better. And relentless focus, fast decision making, because in our manufacturing world, if the decision making is not fast, then we have missed the boat. And whenever needed, then we should be free to ask for help. So that was the speed for action. Sorry, I'm just going into the detail because it needs some of this thought process for everyone to understand. The second one that all of us agreed for is customer centricity. We service all our stakeholders with utmost sincerity and transparency. We design, we execute all the systems, process, and tasks with sole purpose of providing the highest customer delight and a positive value to our stakeholders. So whoever our customers and stakeholders, we have to always delight them with the kind of service that we are providing to them. So here, like, the most important phrase that comes in is exceeding the expectations always. Like you will hear more about this in this discussion. We want to exceed expectations in all our areas of work, right from the start to the finish. The customer is the heart of everything that we do. We are building a comfortable relationship with our customers in which we communicate with trustworthy manner. Again, like each of the customers should have the highest trust and regard for Pearl Global. So are we doing that? Are we acting like that? That's a continuous behavior that we are demonstrating, and we have to improve and demonstrate further. We are transparent with our customers.
On this customer centricity, I think there is a lot of, like you're saying, from the beginning, we said the customer is always right. So the customers have to, feel that we have the highest level of, reputation, the highest level of ethics, the highest levels of performance. I think the key is, all these things have to come together on an ongoing basis. And, the sensitivity towards communicating with customers is very important, where a lot of times, there are challenges, whether it's price or basically price. And, that tactfulness and not tactfulness, that strategic way of thinking, where, it's right now having to be driven very top down. I think everyone should, realize, that the customer is the key, and, we have to be totally centric to the customer. At the same time, we have certain goals and that we have to achieve on the front of being profitable. And how do you balance that, in a way that you're giving the best value to the customer, but at the same time also coming out with, a way which is going to, make us healthy in the long term. So I think this, and then also the communication and the, continuous focus and continuous engagement with the customer. So I think that as an organization, we do to a great extent, but there is definitely something where, at all levels, we have to be very mindful of, sincerity and transparency is, key. And at the same time, communication and, continuous engagement will also be key in the going forward. Okay, Pallab, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Pulkit. Deepak, you are saying something, please.
No, absolutely. I think for me, always from day one, 1976, customer is king. So it's the same. After 45 years, we can say the same thing. We all have to, our survival is the customer. So we have to satisfy him to the highest level. I mean, there has to be number one. They should think as Pearl as their one vendor. So we just have to do it. I think all the correct things are being said. We can continue.
Yeah, in my earlier organization, I used to give example of one of your action, Deepakji, that happened in 2001. And till 2018, I give that example to everybody. Like that's how like you treat with the customer. Of course, I'll not talk about it out here, but yes, you are definitely an epitome, like the way that you have approached the customer always. And that's, I think, has laid down the direction for Pearl where it is today and how it is working. And yes, as Pulkit mentioned, like, there is definitely a challenge or there is a conflict. Customers are looking for the best of the prices. And we also have a goal of profitability because we have to survive as an organization and grow. So how do we do that? It doesn't mean that if you're not getting that profit, and we should be like how we talk to that customer at that point of time, how we give that comfort factor to the customer that, okay, we are working for them. We are trying that out of the box solution so that, their goal is also met and our goals are also met. At times like today, like transparency is the most important because the yarn prices have gone up, the overheads are going up. So how we come across to the customer that we are actually their friend and we are doing everything to support them. That feeling, that conveying of that idea, that feeling is very, very important today. Yes, maybe like we not be able to do 100% of what the customer is asking for, but then they should be convinced that we are stretching ourselves or we are performing 100% and genuinely, not that we say something and we mean something else. So that's what this particular core value that we want to inculcate in ourselves. Some of the key phrases that we are expecting to demonstrate on day to day is exceeding the expectations, listen, learn, and adapt. We are honest traders. Like we're not hiding any cards and under our sleeves. So we are comes across as an honest company, and honestly we talk and showcase like what we are doing and where our limitations are. We want to do real-time communication, be proactive and amazing in sales. Take the customer along. Like when we are doing some sale on a customer, then please take them along. That, okay, this is what the value that you will be getting. So we can definitely go on into more discussions and detail, but keeping in mind our timeline, let's move on to the next, which is integrity. In integrity, we are fair in our dealing. Like this is the behavior. So that means like once we have achieved 100% of it, so how are we going to define that we are practicing integrity? We are fair in our dealing with all our associates, stakeholders, and to the society. We ensure that no party is put to an unwanted disadvantage compared to the other. I think, again, this is a value not we are defining now. This is how Deepakji has started the company. from the very beginning. This is how Pulkit has been honored by the industry, because this is the process that has been followed. This is the kind of practice that company has done. So all of us who are working in the organization, who have the important role to showcase or to represent our organization, we have to show this in our every minute or every day in our practice and in how we are coming across to everybody else. So some of the practices in internal discussions is very important. Is we get into a meeting, everybody is talking about it. I'm just giving you examples. So in that meeting, if I have an idea, so either I should be able to convince you, okay, this is a good idea, and you should be convinced that this is a good idea. And if it's not, if you're not convinced about this, then you should say it. Okay, this is your turn to convince me that, okay, like Pallab, like your idea is not the best. Maybe like this should be the thing that we could do. It's not that because somebody is saying it, so we are following it, we don't believe in it. That should be history. There are some pockets, some areas like, because of our work pressures and because of everything, sometimes we fall into that kind of trap. So my request to all of you would be like, let's show this, as a core value of integrity and practice that in any kind of discussion, any kind of meeting. Either you are convincing the other person or convinced with the idea. And if you're absolutely agreeing not to agreeing to disagree, then let it be very clear that, okay, we disagree with the idea, but we're going to do it once or twice because the situation needs it. So that clarity of thought is again a practice of integrity. Other practices that would be coming across from everyone should be that we commit and we stick to our commitment. We take responsibility of all our actions. We try to create a win-win situation with our customers or other stakeholders. And we do everything with a mutual respect. It's not that like I'm superior, so I can say and do anything to you. So that these are some of the pillars of showcasing that we are as an organization have got highest integrity. So my request to all of you is to understand, to talk about it, to understand it more and practice it more, and tell your teams to do the same thing. The fourth one that all the leaders.
Just to add, Pallab,
yeah.
Integrity and I think is one of the most important aspects for the organization in the long term, because if we are looking at being a organization which is going to last into the future, which is my desire and intent. Without integrity at all levels and every level, we are not going to the organization will last. So I think integrity and ethics is going to be the most important value that has to be driven at all levels and with everyone. So and there in our industry, like there have been a lot of challenges. There people with all levels of we have people with who are starting right at the bottom in terms of wage levels. So integrity and ethics, how to drive that as an organization on an ongoing basis, because our thing should be we are always going to do the right thing with our customers. We're always going to do the right thing with our suppliers, and we're going to do always the right thing with our associates. So that at its core is a value that we want to abide by, and the employees and the workers and all levels of the team members and management should recognize that and value that, and work with the same and reciprocate that to the organization. I think how do we build that culture and bring that value and for the long term is going to be very difficult, because the business will keep evolving, keep changing, keep getting tougher, because we are going to keep having inflation. So integrity will play a very strong role in making sure that we are always able to weather those storms. Because if there's no integrity and ethics are not there, then everything will in the long term fall apart. If there are challenges, if there's integrity, if there's teamwork, then we'll be able to move forward. So this is very, very key and core and important to us as a value. I just wanted to add that. And then of course,
I think I sent a thing on Pearl Core today about the Google CEO talking of, during the COVID time, that there are 5 balls that we are having in the air, and 4 are of glass and 1 is of rubber. I don't know if anyone has read it, but and those 4 glass ones are trust, integrity, honesty, teamwork, and the rubber one is the job. So saying the out of these 5 balls which are in the air all the time, the only one which is a rubber ball is probably the work, your job, because a job you can drop the ball and maybe you can still come back and have a job. But the other 4 things, if you drop the glass bottle, which is the trust, integrity, and honesty, and hard work and teamwork, then those will be shattered and that will be broken, and that will be the end of the beginning of the end. So just read that what Google guy has said, and it's very important for every organization to understand the importance of this integrity, and honesty and hard work and teamwork. Okay, let's continue.
No, thank you, because I think that example, how you have interpreted that message also is excellent. And
amazing. Yeah, that's what we have to do. I mean, those are the most important. Glass ball, you cannot afford to break or shatter,
Yeah, of course, this story is told in 2 ways. Like they're talking about how to have a balance, life balance also. But yes, like
correct.
If you break some of these key things, then the whole balance goes away. Yes, and just trying to remind everybody, this page that you're looking at, this is not only coming from 3 of us, or I'm presenting by coming from only Deepakji and Pulkit, but every leader has contributed to this page from every region. So again, let me repeat, almost 15 to 17 hours were spent on discussing each one of these by thread buyer, absolutely point by point we discussed, and everything has been created by all this leadership team. It is not that we have taken up from some kind of presentation, or is it not that it's what Pulkit wanted to convey to all of us. This is a discussion that happened and everybody agreed for it. So yes, from all of your leaders, you should be hearing much more details about all these points. So please do have these discussions. The 4th one that we all agreed for is strive for excellence. And this, we believe in creating a world-class product by excelling in every aspect of the fashion industry. We do this by paying complete attention to the detailed attention, I would say, to demonstrate discipline, living up to our commitment, ensuring 0 errors, and delivering on time, and making sure that we are continuously excellence. I think the last 2 words are missing out here. So that's what this particular strive for excellence we meant to be. And of course, in every challenge, we have to think out of the box. So that thinking of out of the box is very important, and that innovation we should inculcate and encourage all our team members to, whenever we face a problem, how do we come out of it? So that's also need a lot of entrepreneurship, and of course, owning that. So that entrepreneurship culture is again something that was, I think, the pillar on which Pearl has been founded, and the whole infrastructure has been built. So again, out of the box thinking, the entrepreneurship, going to that extra mile to achieve what we have committed ourselves, and then making this organization again from good to great. So wherever we are, it should be always better future that we are supposed to look at. It's not that it's status quo, we have been like this and we are going to continue to be like this. We have to always improve ourselves. So strive for excellence means we are going to continuously improve. We may continuously grow. We may continuously bring better value for our customers and for all our employees of the organization. So in every aspect, we have to strive for excellence. And the last one that we all agreed for was the sustainability. In the complete approach, we conduct all our business with a focus of sustainable future that includes longevity for the environment, the company, the employees, and customers. All our actions are aimed at ensuring that everyone is protected in the long term. Now, again, today, I think in our industry, that a lot have been spoken about, how fast fashion has not been sustainable. And, every brand today is very, very focused on creating that sustainability in their product and in how they are retailing that product. So same for us manufacturers also, we have to be sustainable in every aspect of all the actions that we are taking. And again, in this aspect, if you look at no compromise has been made from the day one of Pearl Global. As we come into 2018, as 2021, again, like what are those next things that we should go for? What are those further improvements that we should be doing at our factory, at our working, at every aspect? So those actions that will stand the test of time, and not only for the short-term gains, but we ensure a long-term benefit to all concerned and to the organization. So see, this is the statement that all of us jointly came up and we all signed for. So this is what we will be striving for. Again, let me repeat, the key words are long-term thinking, to reuse wherever possible, and to provide equal opportunity in every aspect. Pulkit, if you want to add something.
No, I think also, yeah, the sustainability when we talked about, it was, not, of course, the environment is the most important, and, that's like a more philosophical kind of a statement if it would be restricted to that. But obviously, if we want to protect the environment and we want to protect, that's more a human thing for humanity, right? If the global warming actually happens and, sea levels actually rise and, there's water everywhere, then of course it's going to be, at the end of the world as we know it. So obviously, from an organizational perspective, for whatever we can do to protect the environment, we must do. But when we said sustainability, we added these focus on longevity as a company and for the employees and for the customers. So how do we be sustainable in the long term? So and how do we make sure that the company is protected in the long term, and whatever we do today is sustainable into the future. So obviously for that we have to be financially very strong. So the company has to take actions and do things which ensure that we'll be able to sustain ourselves in the long term. So that's a very fine balance where we need profitability, we need to make sure our debt levels are controlled. Obviously as a we are always wanting to grow and to expand and build the business and keep taking it to the next level. But I think the financial discipline has to be there, and so that the sustainability aspect is always monitored and ensured. So in the past 2 years, a lot of companies which were either not profitable or had too much of debt basically are the ones who faltered. So we want to make sure that whatever we do can take us into the future and the company remains sustainable. And obviously the company is sustained and has a good balance sheet, good performance, then the employees will also benefit in the long term. So we have thousands of employees at various levels. As an organization and as leaders, we've always wanted to do the best for our employees. So it's not like we want to take everything off the table and it's only for me and myself. I think for as an organization, whenever we've been profitable, we've had good good profitability, good surpluses. We've always incentivized the teams, so they always get a part of the profits in that in terms of incentive. And this is obviously, I'll be the happiest when there's good incentives payout and people are making money, means the organization is doing well and we as promoters are doing well also. So so once the company is at a sustainable levels, in terms of profitability and debt levels and good balance sheet, then I'm sure the employees will also be happy. And the customers today actually need us a lot. I think there are fewer and fewer vendors around, and so if we are doing well, as a company and the employees are happy, then the customer is also going to be happy because we're going to be able to supply more and more to them, which is something that they need today. So I think in terms of sustainability, of course, first is the environment where we need to survive as a whole, and then the company, of course, being sustainable and there for the long term, and the employees will also benefit, and then the customers will also sing. So this all flows very beautifully, I think, and I think it's very important for us to look at the words very carefully and ensure that we drive them.
Thank you, Pulkit. I think, yes, every word that has been put onto this page has gone a lot of thoughts a lot of discussions behind each one of them. And thank you, Pulkit, for really explaining this particular point. So with these core values, like this is something like going forward, I'm sure like Ratna also will include it in the KPIs and what kind of behavior that everybody is doing. Some as your managers and leaders, some of them will definitely would look forward this kind of behaviors from each one of you, and each one of us should carry this message very strongly within us and within our team. So with that, I think let's move to the next part of the discussion.
So I think with this, we close the unveiling of vision, mission, and values. And Pallab rightly said, I think there's going to be a lot of integration for all these values, in our people processes and some other processes in the organization. So watch out, guys. You hear a lot from us on this. With that, now I think we're going to move to the other important section of this presentation, which is unveiling the new Pearl.
This is very exciting. I wish we were all in a room together with, everyone together and everyone could cheer. I won't hear any cheering when we launch this. But I think we're happy, and this is, the new logo, and I think the color.
Nice, right?
So I think we dwelled upon it. I think it looks modern, and the colors, the sustainability shines through, with the green, and the name Pearl obviously is, a great name. And, I don't know if Mr. Seth wants to give the story on how the name Pearl came about, but I think it's to do with the sea and animal and, the environment in its own way, the word itself. And global, I think, is there for, the color blue for longevity, and deep, this color of the oceans. So one is, greenery, one is the ocean, and Pearl is, you want to tell Pa how the name Pearl came about?
I can talk about it very quickly. Actually, this was going back 50 years, when we were 5 brothers and we were all sitting in a room together. And obviously I was much younger that time, almost like in my early 20s. So my eldest brother asked my mother, what should be the name of the factory that we're going to set up in plastics? So my mom said, all my sons are like pearls, they're so nice, and all 5 are such good boys. They represent Pearl, so let's start with the word Pearl, So we became Pearl Polymers, and then of course became Pearl Global and Pearl and Academy and so on. So that's the history, but it also goes very much with the environment, like Pulkit said, Pearl, it's in the sea and how it shines out and everything. So very appropriate. We have to keep the name going strong.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this.
And I think it looks very modern, and I'm very happy with the way it looks. And then, of course, the most important below it, where there was a lot of debate on, what it should be the punchline, and that's, exceeding expectations always. So I think that's both for ourselves internally, for, our stakeholders, for our customers, and for our employees also, where, as an organization, we can exceed their expectations also. So I think it's in all aspects of what we do as an organization. And I think if we can abide by it and, live for that, then definitely we'll come out winning. And it's always, not sometimes.
Yes.
Totally. I think there's a comment from someone.
Yes, this should be included in everyone's emails and signature. Absolutely.
Yeah, that should be the write-off.
It will be as a next step.
You can take over this one, because you have, of course, Ratna's driven this whole initiative and made sure we all came on the calls and spent the time and efforts. I think, Ratna, you want to, I don't know who was supposed to go on the slide.
I think Pallab can go ahead, but Renu, just to answer your question, I think many would have. I think everyone's excited to have this new signature with details on emails and on our presentations. So that is going to happen. You're going to very soon hear from us as the launch next steps, start to happen day after tomorrow onwards.
Yeah. I think the new logo got a pilot. I think it happened in our Vietnam office. The new office looks excellent. We had a video walkthrough just, I think, a couple of days back with the new signage, and it is amazing. I can tell you, all of you, that when we adapt it across all organization, it looks really good and really sleek. And of course, the blue color represent the competence and the vastness. Of course, we know that blue sky and the blue ocean. So that's the vastness that we're talking about, and the competence. Like, it also represents the competence in all of us. The green color represents the sustainability. We spoke quite a lot, like how we want every aspect of our business, life, and what we do should be sustainable. And the O represents the globe with protective arches of sustainability. When integrated with the Pearl Global, is a representation of our global reach and our focus on conservation of the environment. So we are committed in both. So that's the kind of the story behind the new look of our logo and our company name.
And,
Great.
and
I think it's fantastic.
exceeding expectations always.
Yes,
that
that also
that's the
brings
key.
forward. Yeah, that brings
That's
forward
the
our
key.
customer centricity that we all spoke about and we heard from people.
Yeah.
So excellent. I wish, I know, Ratna, next is you're going to take over the last slide, but I just wanted to say, like I was saying earlier, that I wish you were all in a room together and we have had more exciting, exciting, time all being together. So obviously we've been talking about this. If COVID stays under control, everyone gets their, jabs and then their booster and all. We of course, we hit a healthy bottom line. I think we are going to definitely plan next year sometime to get everyone together and do some sort of a conference where we can all have some time together and have some fun as well. And I think last 2 years is we're getting stronger as an organization. We are getting more customers in. We're getting strengthening the foundation. All regions are kicking in and getting set to deliver on all the aspects that we talked about today. And then if we do all that, I'm just saying in next year, hopefully March, April, or the H2, we'll all be together in a room and go over the future plans, future expectations, future budgets, and what we can do to evolve as an organization going forward. And it can be more as much fun as this, and even more and more exciting, I would say. Ratna, go ahead. I just wanted to add that.
All right. I think we're going to just take another 5 minutes. Lakshmi, can I request you to move to the slide? So this is a new website, the improved one. It's live right now. It's www.pearlglobal.com. We'll just show you a sneak peek of it. Please take your time.
A lot of things in your hat today, Ratna, to get everyone very excited and enjoy this presentation.
I'm happy. So yes, please go through it. Enjoy yourselves.
Is it live now?
Welcome your thoughts and feedback.
The website is live now?
Yes.
It's live right now as we speak. And one very important, sorry, go ahead, Pulkit.
No, I'm saying it's new and improved and much better than what we had in the past. And I think it's a very important tool for us to have as an organization. We have to make sure this is at all time, updated, and because anyone and everyone today, everything is digital. Anytime, I think people are Googling and looking at your website. They're probably also Googling, us individuals and, getting to know about us also. So this is all about creating the right, image and, Ratna, you keep saying we do so many things and we're not very vocal about what all we do as an organization. There's so many small organizations which do nothing but have, so strong, digital marketing that they're made to look very, very special. I think we do a lot, and we have to get better at and continuously show that what we are doing. in a genuine way.
So this is something which is very important, which I wanted everyone to know. I think while you see all these changes, you've seen the logo redefinition. What you will see in the next 2 to 3 months is the transition all over. Whether that means in terms of how we're going ahead and using our logos, on the face of our buildings, our stationery, email signatures, so on and so forth. I think you'll start to go ahead and see those changes over the next 2 to 3 months. It's a transition time that we're going to go ahead and take. There would be some very immediate, like email signatures, presentation templates, letterhead, so on and so forth, which will be done immediately, and you'll start to hear from us from the after tomorrow onwards. As far as the building entrances and a lot of stuff that we go ahead and use in our plants or factories, will go ahead and take the next 2 to 3 months to kind of have a complete changeover. Yeah. So that's and before we end the presentation, very important, I wanted to take a minute to thank the team that's been behind this. I think the last 6 to 7 months, has been a humongous activity time for all of us. And just wanted to kind of take a minute to thank the team who's actually gone ahead and driven this. Shifali Seth herself was very keen to make sure that, our digital presence is good, what we're showing to the market is good. So she was a part of the team. Joe from UK was a part of this team. And Lakshmi was managing this project through and through, so a special thanks to all of them. And also another special thanks to a lot of people who are very welcomingly actually integrated in this entire process by giving us the information, giving us the content, helping us with ideas to actually make this come to life today and what you see today. So thank you very much. And look forward to more exciting times ahead with all of you.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone. I wish I could have seen everyone, because I always like to, whenever we're having this Zoom call, which is part of daily life today, I always tell everyone, please put your videos on. So I know, Lakshmi, we couldn't have seen everyone, but I guess I'll see them on the other call. But any questions anyone wants to post, we're obviously all available at all times. But any comments, any questions, happy to. We can give 2-3 minutes to everyone if they want to post anything or have any questions. What messages we are getting, everyone can see, or those only the panelists can see?
Only
I
the
think only
panelists.
we can see it.
Okay. So, okay, I think there doesn't seem to be anything from anyone's side. So congratulations to everyone. And, I think we have a great mission, vision, and values in place. We have a new website, we have a new logo. So it's all, very exciting. And I think we should proudly, show this out to, our customers, our stakeholders, our internally as an organization, and of course to our vendors as well. So I think definitely a strong footing, a strong foundation, and congratulations and good luck to everyone, like Sanjay is saying.